Yeah, and speaking of semifinals, another two teams trying to get there are Hefty Cormorant and LAGR. LAGR, a little bit of a difficult month for them, not just in May, but also starting off here in June. Hopefully, week 3 is a little bit different story for them, but they're going up against a team that's made it to the finals for the past 2 weeks now, Hefty Cormorant. I mean, who do you think is going to be big in this matchup? Before you say that, though, I do want to mention to you that there was a little bit of a roster change for Hefty Cormorant, and I think it was for the better as well. Joker was playing with them last week. He won't be in that lineup. It'll be Who's That, and I think that's huge because Joker did have to play Kestrel last week on Favelas one time, and he had 0 eliminations, 2 downs, and 0 assists with it. So it wasn't looking
Man,
good. Second half, it went back to my story, though, and then they were able to win the game from that.
hey, well, sometimes you got to change things up. Sometimes certain things don't work. And now we're going to be able to see how this squad is going to be performing. Now they're going up against LAGR. LAGR, they have been together for an extremely long time, getting that
Probably the
chemistry
longest
together.
standing roster, right?
Yeah, definitely one of them. Definitely one of the longest standing rosters that we have in Rogue Company. So big props to them for sticking together, fighting through it, getting through these quals. And they knew that today was a big day. They tweeted out, they said, we are going to need that extra special sauce today because we have to get at least 2, probably 3 points if we want to qualify. And they're trying to get these 2 points. Trying to get these points as quickly as they can because this is the final qualifier. This is it. There's no more qualifier events. If you don't get at least 2, probably 3 points this week, we're probably not going to see you next week for the main event. It's going to be a sad weekend for you next week. Going to be watching.
Hey, no worries. Some people are going to be sad after today. People like Pink Mist who still probably only have 1 point. Let's go ahead and take a look at our map situation here for our second matchup. Canals is map number 1. That's an interesting one. Usually we don't see that as number 1. We will this time around for Demolition. We're going to Windward for King of the Hill. I really enjoyed that one as well. Good, nice objectives on that map as well. You play around with the bar. You play around with the back little fountain there. And then if needed, we're going to Favelas on Demolition as well. But Rome, before we get these bans in here, what are your keys to victory today? We talked about what mine was 2 weeks ago, winning the rounds on the maps, winning the unfavored rounds. What are your keys to victory as the bans come on screen? Ronin from the side of Hefty Cormorant and Fixer from the side of LAGR. I think that's the first Ronin ban we have seen since we've added bans.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be a target ban for Drewwhitlock. Drewwhitlock, he is a Ronin main. He loves his Ronin. So they're essentially saying, look, Drew, we're going to put you on a different rogue. We're not going to let you play your comfort pick. LAGR, they were able to take out the Fixer out of this situation. So we are not going to be able to see anyone on the Fixer. But some picks that are still available and honestly are a lot more scarier than Ronin or Fixer are Glitch on this map. Glitch, we probably are going to be seeing Talon maybe in place of the Glitch, depending on how teams want to play these offensive or defensive sides. But Intel is going to be everything. So I'm interested to see PStory. We've seen PStory on the Glitch multiple times. Is he going to play it both sides? Is he only going to play it on the offensive side? That's to be seen. I can't wait. Hefty Cormorant, they did go up against Right Turtle in round 1, and they played them on Canals, and they beat Right Turtle. They beat Slopodopoulos, Polza, Emes, and Prosper. They beat them 8-1 on Canals Demolition. So now they're going up against LAGR on Canals Demolition, and all I can say is that LAGR, they got to be prepared for what's about to hit them because Hefty Cormorant, they are feeling very confident on this map right now after taking out one of the potentially top 2-3 teams in the game currently on this map. And there it is, man. Beautiful canals. You love the 3-boat setup. A lot of corridors, a lot of spots for bounce nades. Intel so important. So many places that you can be sitting, be ratting, be trying to get these flanks. It's going to be interesting, Blue. I'm excited, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of places to hide here. That could also be another reason why Ronin is taken out, because if you have a Talon on your side, she's immune to that reveal from his Talon Dart. So she can kind of sneak around the map if she wanted to do so, if that Talon did come out. But you talk about glitch, we're going to see one here from KingPreNade. I mean, they were very quick on choosing the rogues that they want to use on the attacking side. We've seen glitches come out on Canals. I was looking at my notes from last week. We were on Factory with Hefty Cormorant versus Baboon Gang. PStory, he played glitch on both attack and defense. And then he played Kestrel in the King of the Hill. If we go to their next matchup from last week, PStory, Kestrel, Sigrid. And then you go to his third matchup against Cute Hamster, glitch, Kestrel. The man has been one of my standout players for the past 2 weeks now. Kestrel, Sigrid, glitch. It's the only 3 things he's played the entire month, and he goes absolutely insane. Will we see him on one of those again? The answer, most likely, could be the Kestrel.
Yeah, right now he is going to be on that Kestrel, and most likely when he swaps over to offense, we are going to see him on that glitch, as right now we do have LAGR, who is going to be pulling out the glitch now. It's all going to be based around the glitch, their entire play, because aside from the glitch, they have no intel, they have no seeker, they have no talent, they have no way to know if anyone's playing close, if anyone's playing far. So most likely we are going to be seeing this glitch try to play more with the squad than by himself, and right now you can see the glitch is going to be clearing out long with that pad out, just trying to see anyone he can, calling out for his team, and this is going to be a slow, precise round, as they are just trying to clear this thing out as slowly as possible, making sure that there's no C4s going to be coming out. That's a lot of respect coming out. Fake and hop up 3 different times. Right now, the pinch is starting to come in. They are going to be getting the Kestrel down low, and right now, the fight in inner is going down.
Oh, we swapped off of that right as the shots were probably going to come out. You talked about no seeker, no intel for the side of the attackers, but again, later in the rounds, they can have double tracker rounds from St. Vi. They have a glitch with his iPhone, so he can get some intel from that as well. Meanwhile, KingPreNade, well, he was given his position away and he was taken out. Bomb has been dropped, not planted, right on top of the site. Now the aggression comes through. 1 down, 2 downs, 3 downs, 4 downs. The attackers not looking good so far. I believe best West player is my story, by the way. So.
Yes, best West player.
Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. More name changes coming at you each week.
Yes,
can't wait to see what Delena's changed his
player.
name to this week.
Oh man, I believe it's still the Pix one. I believe it's still the Pix one. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm not saying that name because 1, he's not Pix, and 2, I'm not saying the other one.
I'm just gonna call him Delena, man. Shout out to Delena. But yes, best West player is actually a direct shot at Delena. As PStory, they've been talking a bunch of stuff back and forth, but PStory is letting him know, saying, "Look, I am the best player on the West Coast." And Delena does not take too kindly to that. So a little bit of bad blood in case
if I was Delena, I wouldn't care. I've got more 10Ks in my pocket, and I'm on my way to another one after beating you twice in the standings so far. 20 points for Cute Hamsters as they sit atop. 16 for Hefty Cormorant. They are the number 2 seed. They will be as well. There's no way they're not going to be. Even if they do win today and beat Cute Hamsters in the finals, they will still be 2 points behind, 28-26 there. Meanwhile, though, it's looking really good here for the attackers. This time a little bit more poised, a little bit better of a push. But they're just backing up, saying we're getting out of here. Hit the Dougie because we're no longer there. The defense still hanging around a little bit. Look at this, just waiting through this angle, seeing if he can get any shots. I've tried to shoot through there a couple times myself. It's unless you're like sniping, they just get through that a little too fast there. Speaking of fast rotation from the defense. That's what you like to see. They know they're there from the attacking side, however. Bomb was looking like it was going to go down. Hack comes in. They are able to grab, I believe, 2 members with that, one being Canny. But the shield didn't go down, so that's still available. Now checking propane. The bomb has been planted. We're getting progression here, Rome. The bomb gets planted. That's something we are just so adamant about every week because there's some teams that just try to run at them without the bomb being planted, and then they end up dying. They get the bomb put in a bad position. The defuse is starting to come through. Look at this jump up behind them. but he doesn't take the shots. Instead, he jumps down and gets taken out. Canny jumped off of the bomb. His teammate was also there, and now everyone is done for the attacking side.
Yeah, that was rough. You know, definitely, in my opinion, should not have used the hack to get the bomb down right there. I'm pretty sure they need to save it for the shield, as they don't have a molly. They do have the Vi, but the Vi was not playing in a position to be anywhere close to be able to help out. And unless they're going to be playing the Vi in the very back, which the Vi shouldn't really need to do in this situation, that molly probably going to be wasted early, or be used just not at all. Might die, and that's what happened that round, and they were able to take them out. Like I said, zeros across the board right now, going out for LAGR. You know, they really need to step it up. Gonna need to see some slang power. You know, they did ban that Ronin from Drew, so it might be a reason why we see him struggling right here, because he does love that Ronin pick. As like you said, we don't usually see her banned out, but I'm sure that, you know, Hefty Cormorant, I'm sure they have a valid reason for banning her out. Right now, Best West players able to take out the Saint automatically, and they're going to have to hand res that, and that's out in the open. KingPreNade goes down as well, and they're just being met with so much aggression this round. They've already hit the flank on them. They already have ramp control, and right now it's a sandwich, and it's just about how long it's going to take for this sandwich to get made at this point.
I really like the way they're able to go back to their original game plan with their composition from the side of Hefty Cormorant, because last week they had Joker in that lineup, and when he was there, he had to play Anvil most of the time. I think their normal Anvil player is Canny, but he only played it one time, and it was in the second half on the defensive side of their game on Canals. So they like playing Anvil on Canals. They like Canny being the helm of that. Speaking of Canny, he finds the finish on RocSoldier here. And only one member stands on the attacking side. It's the Vi. And it's not looking good. He's getting chased. I don't think they know where he is, but it's only a matter of time until they find him. And, well, there he is, all the way in the back of the map. Had the bomb, though, so at least that's a sign. They didn't, you know, lose the bomb somewhere off in Narnia.
Oh, yeah, and they were able to get their first down. You know, even though it came in a 1v4, still able to get a little bit of extra money. You know, 3,000 more than his teammates. Ah, man. I really hope that we see a little bit better plays, a little bit more coordination coming out of this LAGR side, as right now Hefty Cormorant is just putting it on them, not letting off the pressure at all, just keeping applying it on their necks. And right now, defensive sided map, so, you know, not all too surprised that they're ahead after 3 rounds. But it's just the fashion of which they're doing it. It's just utter dominance. So we're going to need to see something out of LAGR, or else this might not be too much longer of a map.
And really good plays coming out from Canny last round as well. I mean, he was another one of those 4 players that I put on my standout list from last week. He played mainly Fixer and Trench last week, but again, he did play that Anvil on Canal's defense in their second matchup, or our second matchup on the broadcast. Already trying to make a little bit of a push through B long is just Kestrel. Shots coming through, 69 health to her name. Reloads the gun, even though none of her bullets hit anything. Once again, little peek shot, able to find a couple that ring true onto the face there, but not enough. Who's that? Backs up off of the bounce nade. Great play from him. He is holding that angle so well right now. Meanwhile, MyStory all alone on the A site, and he knows KingPreNade's there. He shows his face. He saw the rotation. Nice drones coming in on one side, shoots on the other, but he gets away. And I believe he has the bomb in his hand. He was going for a plant, sneaks back into that short. Flashbang comes out, doesn't connect as he was able to dodge roll back into Cubby. But Canny goes down from someone in mid. GoldySlays survives with just a sliver of health as the revive onto Canny is coming through from the Kestrel. Can they finish off GoldySlays? They weren't able to finish off Glitch either. He rotated back through mid, so now he's there to help Goldie. Goldie gets out. It's still 4v4. 3 seconds. They've got to get a bomb planted, but the defense is still holding strong on that B site with just 2 members being the Seeker and Dahlia. Now the bomb is planted. They're starting to back up. Jumping on top of Propane, starting to take their positions. Drone comes out from the attacking side. They get down 1, and then all of a sudden, everyone is dead.
Yeah, and that was just
The
a beautiful
defense
pinch.
finds a way.
Yeah, beautiful pinch. You know, they knew the glitch had the bomb at A. The glitch rotated over to his teammates once he got found out by PStory. You know, just good plays coming out of them to say, look, we don't need to over-rotate either site. They got the B plant down. They were able to get them extremely low and just able to pinch immediately from cut and from long, as well as from the site itself. Just great plays coming out of them. Right now, KingPreNade on the glitch. It's going to be rough for his team. You know, it's going to be hard for his team to show on one site and him to do something else on the other, simply because his team has no intel on where they're going to be playing. So it's going to be such a slow push that they're going to still keep someone at A. You know, you would love to see
I was gonna
probably a
say,
Seeker come out of this side instead of a Kestrel. Maybe that way they have some more intel. That way they're able to split up their intel. But, you know, oh, man, RocSoldier going down. Saint Drone already coming out. That's just not what you want to
Rome,
see.
I was going to say, my story, not looking too good. Round 4, or coming into round 5, only 2 downs on the Kesh because of that. But then I look at RocSoldier, 0 downs through the first 4 rounds. There's a team with 0 downs, but he's got 0 on the Kestrel, and that is a large difference.
Yeah, definitely a big difference. And, you know, it's not that bad if you only have 2 downs, if your teammates are able to get the rest of them, you know. You can only get what you're offered. And right now, some big plays coming out of PStory. My goodness. There's only one player left, and that is going to be Drewwhitlock. And that's going to be all she wrote for that.
It's difficult when your slayers aren't able to slay. I mean, look at Drew, look at Goldie. They're doing the best that they can. I mean, those aren't even the Vi exception, but those aren't the ones you expect to be leading. I mean, look, you got Glitch out there. He's got to get up front. He's got to get in their face. He's got to make some plays, right? He's got to gather that intel. RocSoldier, you're Kestrel. You got to get some downs. You got to get some money in the bank. Look at the money difference right now. 35,000 for Drew up there, and he's in first. Doesn't even come close to the bottom fragger on the other side for Hefty Cormorant. 51K for them. So they are firmly in the driver's seat, and it doesn't look like they're letting up at all. I love the way they're splitting their defense up, and they're doing it successfully. They're holding it beautifully. Look at RocSoldier, and they have that intel without even using the arrow. He knows exactly where 2 members, maybe even 3 members. Bounce nade comes out. Is that a nice one? Yes, it is, on the RocSoldier. And will he be able to finish it off? No, with a sliver of health, the Saint Drone comes in. But GoldySlays and KingPreNade finally able to find some success together. They take out one being Pete. My story. PreNade goes down to Canny. It's a 2v3. And just as the attackers had the advantage, the switch was flipped very quickly. And now the defense are able to take another round. Rome, what is happening to LAGR?
Right now, you know, if you look at the scoreboard, it's crazy. We talk about PStory's downs. He's only got 4, but if you look at the eliminations, he has 16 elims and 11 assists. My goodness, absolutely touching every single player in these gunfights. Not able to get all the downs, but having 16 eliminations to his name, making sure that he is in every single fight, making sure he's the deciding factor, letting them know that this is not going to be an easy win for you. And, you know, Blue, I hate to break it to you, but, you know, a lot of people are considering PStory the best King of the Hill player currently in the game. And, you know, there are currently
best King of the Hill player. I don't know how much weight that carries since we're in a demolition right now, but he has done pretty well here, as well as in the King of the Hills that we've seen him in last week. But right now, leading 6-0. You said 11 assists. That's still some good amount of money. I mean, what is that? 11,000 cut in half. So he's got like what, 5,500 just from assists. But he wants the downs, although he's happy where he is. I guess he's winning 6-0, bringing out the grill.
Yeah,
nice
he's
just
the glitch there. Yeah, until his teammates call out the glitch, he is just going to be posted up. But the reason that I say that is because if they let PStory go into the King of the Hill match feeling as hot as he's feeling in the Demolition, he is going to be terrorizing
not
them
going to be
in
good.
the King of the Hill. And man, that glitch hack came out at the perfect time. But there's already the anvil that is going to be down for the side of Hefty Cormorant. And wow, great plays as they're able to take out 2. And now it's only a Seeker left. Saint Drone going to be coming out to revive that player. And they are not able to take out Gotti. Gotti almost able to pick up a nice 2-piece, but GoldySlays is able to finish him off, and they're getting their first round on the board. And good for them, man. Hopefully they are going to be able to turn up on this defensive side and string together some rounds and do it quickly.
All right, is RocSoldier awake? Did he hand his little brother, little sister the controller right now? What's happening? Is he playing with his controller upside down? Is he doing the blindfolded challenge here in Rogue Company? What is happening? The man was playing Kestrel. 0 knocks for him right now. He's got to step it up. That was a good round. Minus RocSoldier. Maybe he created some space. Maybe he was a distraction, but KingPreNade finally able to find 2 himself. GoldySlays was in on that as well. Look at this. 5 revives. They don't have that many downs, and there's a lot of downs on the other side, mainly because GoldySlays is keeping people alive. Maybe even too often, it seems. We switch sides here. Coming in on the attacking side.
You can see the difference immediately. Yeah, and you can see the difference in the comp. On this offensive side, they have the glitch and they also have the Seeker. That way that they're able to get intel on both sides of the map if they do want to play separated. But it looks like PStory is going to be pushing up with this glitch, playing it aggressively, going to be clearing out this long, currently having 1 player on his radar. Not sure where he is, currently looking for him. Just going to be slowly doing this. Nice slow play coming out of Hefty Cormorant. And it looks like 1 is already going to be going down. 2 going to be going down on the side of Cormorant. 1 is flashed. PStory's going to be chasing him, trying to get this finish. Able to get the headshot on Drew. Nice play by him. The chalk going to be rolling, coming to get this res. And we got ourselves a 3v3, ladies and gentlemen. RocSoldier, 1 HP is going to be going down. PStory going to be finishing him off. And now it's only the Saint that is going to be up and available for the side of LAGR.
Oof, man,
it looks like he's going to be going straight to A.
Yeah, I was going to say, booking it towards the A side here. It looks like he's going to get a nice bomb plant. We saw this type of play very early in the round in that first half from LAGR. Oh, couldn't get the bomb. Oh, my goodness. They were able to kill that last member over there.
Yeah.
Who's that finding that kill over there on the B site? But what I was talking about, Rome, is you say Seeker and Glitch, you can gather intel on 2 sides of the map if you want to send Glitch by himself, right? They tried to do that from the side of LAGR on attack with the Glitch. Remember, he went towards A by himself. PStory tried to kill him through the bounce nade, used the drones, almost got flashbanged, yada, yada, yada. That was cool for Glitch. Like, he's like, all right, I got my iPhone, I can check for this intel. But on the other side of the map, you don't have that Seeker in that composition. So they couldn't really check for that intel like this team here in Hefty Cormorant can on the attacking side. I still don't understand why Ronan was banned. Are they that scared of Drew?
I don't think it's that they're scared of him. I think it's more the fact that it's a comfort pick for them, and that if they ban out something, they might end up wanting to use it themselves later. So, you know, they're not going to ban out the Kestrel.
What's crazy is, though, I mean, from what I can remember, Drew's been playing Seeker for the, like, past 6 months now. Or however long he's been out.
Yeah. Drew also plays Seeker, and that's the thing is when you decide to go a certain comp, you need to be able to have some flexibility. You know, the Kestrel just didn't seem to be the play on the offensive team. You see this side in Hefty Cormorant, they gave up the Kestrel and replaced it with the Seeker for that extra intel, and it looks like it's paying off extremely well. Only a glitch available. He's going to be at the back, and he's going to be taken out, and that is a swift 8-1.
Ooh, 8-1. You know who else lost 8-1 today to Hefty Cormorant? That would be Right Turtle in round number 1. So Hefty Cormorant continue their trend. 8-1 over their opponent. LAGR, they're gonna have to really step it up here, Rome.
Yeah, looking like Canals is really a strong map right now for Hefty Cormorant. You know, LAGR They were able to have some strong showing so far, but now we're into these later rounds. They're going up against a little bit tougher competition, and then they got it taken to them right there. They are going to be going to a King of the Hill. Now, LAGR has practiced King of the Hill every single day this week, nonstop. They've gotten a ton of team scrims against other teams that you guys see in the bracket that have already qualified as well. They have been constantly playing, constantly getting better at this new game mode that we have introduced, and I can't wait to see if they're going to be able to put up more of a fight, or if this is going to be another 2-0, if this is going to be a quick King of the Hill matchup. Now, I believe it is going to be on Windward. Now, Windward is a great map. Windward is a great map for King of the Hill. The rotations are amazing. The A hill at the bar, the B hill on the back beat side of B site, to the C hill on Flowers, to D right in the middle on the fountain. This map right here is absolutely amazing for King of the Hill. Definitely one of my favorites to watch and cast. It's going to be amazing rotations. The rotations are extremely important on this map, as each hill is so far away from the next. It's going to be big to see which team is going to be fighting for those spawns and able to win those 1v1 gunfights that are so important to hold them.
Yeah, they didn't play on a Windward and King of the Hill last week. They ended up playing on Favelas, Icarus, Breach. They played a lot of different rogues between those. One thing that was always in that lineup, though, was Kestrel. I believe Chalk was always in there. He might have not been in their first one against Baboon Gang because it was banned out by Baboon Gang. But it's interesting what kind of comps we still see. Again, we just added King of the Hill into the competitive last week for the first time. So
yeah,
things are still brand new to both the players, us, and kind of the game, right? Like, a lot of people still are trying to figure out if something is very strong in one game mode compared to another, or if something is just kind of balanced between all of them, or good between all of them, kind of like a Kestrel. You're going to see Kestrels pretty much in every Demolition and every King of the Hill. But before we get into the game, before we get our bans, make sure everyone out there goes and checks out roguecompany.com for that latest news, the latest updates, the latest things regarding the game. We just had a patch show last night, so go on roguecompany.com, go to that news section and check out what is in there. Don't forget to stay up to date with everything. It's a hot Rogue summer right now, and man, everything that was announced yesterday is looking spicy. I mean, first of all, look at all of those skins on screen. Go there, get those skins in game right now, and then take a look at what is to come in our next update. New Rogue coming out. But we do have our bans. Speaking of rogues, Rome, Anvil will be banned out by Hefty Cormorant. That is not surprising. We continue the trend. If Anvil is not banned, he is picked by every team in King of the Hill. He's banned here. Fixer being banned as well. This is a decent map for Fixer, even in King of the Hill.
Yeah, very true. So, the power picks that are still on the board, Chalk, obviously everyone can be flashed now that Anvil is banned. So Chalk should be locked in on both sides, as well as the Kestrel, such power pick, and the Vi as well you need for the zoning. And then that fourth pick is most likely going to be Lancer on this gigantic map that is Windward, going to need to get those rotations quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a mirror match, as all four of those rogues are so important. All four of those rogues are S or A tier rogues when it comes to King of the Hill, and all of them are still on the board and available. So most likely going to be seeing that comp coming out of Hefty Cormorant. We might see LAGR switch things up, throw Ronin in there, as it wasn't banned this time. Drew is comfortable on the Ronin, maybe for respawn. We'll see. We'll see what comps are going to be coming out of these squads. But I think it's pretty safe to say what Hefty Cormorant is going to be running in the Chalk, the Kestrel, the Vi, as well as the Lancer. Most likely PStory is going to be on that one.
I got some juice for you here, Rome, okay?
All right.
Follow along as best as you can. All right. So the first King of the Hill we watched last week with Hefty Cormorant, they had Fixer and Anvil on their team, okay? Same game. Then Anvil and Vi were banned in both their next King of the Hill matchups. And because they weren't able to play Vi or Anvil, they still didn't play the Fixer, but they did play Kestrel every game. They brought out a Sigurd Lancer for one of Sigurd Lancer Chalk for one of them. And when they brought out Kestrel Lancer Chalk in the next one, they didn't use Sigurd, they used Dahlia, which I think was one of the
Wow.
only times we saw Dahlia or Saint in the King of the Hill. So they get spicy,
Now,
but they do have some constants, right? We're going to see the Vi, we're going to see the Kestrel. It's interesting that we're seeing the Kestrel with Canny. I think he did play last week. Let me check. I got you.
Yeah, I was about
Yes,
to say
he
it's
did.
interesting to see that. Yeah. So we got
He played it
PStory who's going to
against-
be on the Talon.
Okay, so when they picked Sigrid, they had Kestrel. My story played Sigrid. Obviously, we knew that one was coming. So Canny's played Kestrel, and that was against Definitely Not Ready. Vi and Anvil were banned that game. They won it 2-0.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
They also
Now,
had a
it's
Lancer Chalk,
interesting.
but that was on Icarus.
They decided not to go with the chalk. You know, it's interesting. I figured, you know, who's that would play the chalk. PStory would play the Lancer. You know, Gotti would play the Kestrel, and Canny would play the Vi. But they switched it up completely on me. You know, interesting things not going to be going with the flashes. You know, that might be coming back to bite them, as
They're still going to have
gonna
the
be
flashes from the Talon.
Yeah, but the extra HP to be able to run in there like a madman, you know, that's not going to be there, you know, compared to the other side, as well as the Scorch, the immunity to the fire. But that doesn't matter, as they are going to be able to get control of this first point very easily. Now the retake is going to be coming through. The Mac on the other side. Now, Mac is an interesting pick. Now, what do you think about Mac?
I said earlier, why don't we see Mac in King of the Hill? He has that extra armor. This is related to one of my keys to victory from today, actually, which is, you know, you got to know in King of the Hill, you got to know when to bleed out, right? Because we don't see many teams using Dahlia Saint. We don't see a lot of people going for revives because there's no respawn limit in King of the Hill, correct? So
Yeah,
there's a lot of times where people will die and they'll bleed out immediately, which is fine because you can respawn faster. But, you know, if the enemy team is contesting the point and they down you on the objective, you can kind of just naturally bleed out if they don't finish you off right away. And it will delay them points because if you're on there, even when you're down, and they're on there, it's neutral. It's being contested. And speaking of being contested, Gotti finds one onto Drew. Already trying to rotate for this next objective pretty quickly and efficiently for both teams here. 48 and climbing for the side of Hefty Cormorant. 34, not too far behind, is LAGR playing a little bit better here. And oh my goodness, the downs coming through. Who's that? Finds one. My story finds KingPreNade. Drew was able to respond on the Gotti, and now my story goes down to Drew. And Drew's starting to make some plays on the chalk himself.
yes, and a great rotation coming out of Hefty Cormorant. They gave up the scrap time on the A hill, so this B hill, and be ready. Guess what? They just held it for the entire time, didn't give up a point on, and now we're looking at C hill right now. PStory trying to hold his ground, not able to, and right now, who's that? And Canny on the Kestrel going to need to hold it, as this hill is rotated. And it looks like they were able to get control yet again.
Yeah, control once again. This is a tough hill to hold too because there's so many different angles you can come from, behind and front, on the side. And plus, you're kind of in this high ground that's not really that much of a high ground. And speaking of that, my story walking in, 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill. You got a flashbang kill somehow. I don't know how that's possible. Whatever, it works. Gets the job done, it seems. He finally ends up going down from the side of Drew. But look at this. He has his revive available, and the rest of his team was able to help him and come inside. Now they're starting to get some points in their favor. They weren't too far behind. Now double the amount is what they're losing by, but they're starting to close that gap. Not too much time left on this hill as they start to go towards that last remaining one. And this one, Rome, it's a dangerous one. It's right in the middle on the fountain, in the middle of the map, and it gets pretty dangerous. It gets hectic. Look, this is like an intersection on a main road. You got 4 different ways traffic is coming from.
Yeah, and it's very important that you're aware of where people are spawning, where your teammates are spawning. It's very important to keep track of all these things, or else you are going to be having your back faced right where somebody is trying to come up and take you out. And Scorch is going to be walking through that fire, eating it like some Cheetos. And PreNade able to get a big down right there. Right now, Drew coming in, only 12 seconds left Only 11 left, and they just need to hold on to this point, and this first round is going to be all but over. As right now, he did give up his back, and they're going to be flooding down that middle alley. 1 second left, and that's going to be it as they hit the 150 mark, taking a 1-0 lead. And who's that? Dropping 14 on the Lancer. Man, good stuff coming out of him. Kind of want to see his POV a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about why they didn't pick Chalk. Who's that? One of the most notable Chalk players nowadays in the competitive scene. But hey, he's looking like a really good Lancer. It's being shown. I mean, 14 downs. He's way ahead of the competition. Minus Drew, which is also playing Chalk, but he's doing a great job for his team. He's got 10 downs to his name. But again, Lancer, the ability to just sneak up behind you could pay dividends here on King of the Hill as you try to get some quick rotations, maybe even quietly try to rotate behind someone that's already sitting on the next objective, just waiting for it to spawn in. Speaking of spawn in, as soon as they did, they were right on their tails. Nice down
and the
from
Lancer
Who's That once
able
again.
To come through. Yeah, hit the flank through mid off the rip. Said, I'm not going to the site. I'm going to hit the flank. Make sure that we get these points secured. Not worried about the initial one. Big down from Who's That on RocSoldier. Barely able to stay alive. 8 HP. Knowing that they're spawning on the other side. C4 going to be coming out. That's a big one. Able to get the down and the finish on the Scorch. Only one left. And he's just shooting at everybody, even teammates. He said, if you're moving, I'm shooting. Simple as that. And right now, we're going to see them rotating as LAGR are trying to get these spawns for the next hill. Who's That is going to stay right here. Most likely, after Who's That gets these last 5 seconds, we're going to see him go to the left, most likely, to try and take over that hot dog spawn to make sure that they are keeping control of those spawns. If he does go through the middle, there is the risk of the spawns flipping. And that's the last thing that you want on this B hill. But they have to break it first before they can worry about the spawns. And that's why he's hitting the jets and he's going all up in there, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. Through the flash, able to get
Can't
1.5.
see anything.
Great plays coming out of him. Yeah,
Can't
good
see
plays,
anything, but he
good
was able to
plays.
get some shots off. His teammates were able to finish that off. RocSoldier getting a little pistol action going on. KingPreNade once again goes down as Gotti was able to find him and finish him. Goldie finally able to return some fire with that LMG in Mac's hands. Nice grenade. Can it find anything? No, but it pushes him out from behind the cover, and they're able to finish him off afterwards. They're starting to gain some objective time here. Just 25 to their name, but it's climbing. And look at the rotation already towards objective number 3 here for the side of Hefty Cormorant. They said, you know what? Yeah, we don't care about number 2. You can have the rest of that. All that garbage time is yours.
Yeah, objective number 3 is such a money hill that both of these teams are fighting extremely early for it. Who's That able to get 1 down, and Who's That right now is fighting for spawns. You guys can see him coming in the back, able to get that player. That's extremely important. Now they're just able to flood the site. If they go down, it doesn't matter because they're going to spawn right back here at the C hill. And right now, Who's That is just going to be holding the spawns. That is his only job. He's not playing for any kills. He's not playing for time. He's not playing for anything aside from the spawns. You see the Talon spawning, immediately running past him to the site. All Who's That is supposed to do is call out, make sure that he's helping his team get these team shots in on this side, but keeping the spawns, he has to stay alive. Who's That cannot die right here. So close with the grenade, able to help his team get the shots, getting 2 down, keeping the spawns. As you guys are about to see, one of their players is about to come right back up, right next to him. Oh, and they actually did spawn out as they were able to get that party box control. And that means that he is going to be able to pinch them. And they're going to be able to set up for the next hill as well if this is able to go successfully for them. As right now, they're just getting all this time on C, and it's looking like they're going to be able to pinch this hot dog area for this next hill as well. And Blue, they are only 20 points away, still getting this scrap time. This is not looking too good right now.
Most of the times in a game mode like this, hard point King of the Hill, you're like, garbage time. We can give our opponents that. We want to rotate earlier. The rotations are perfect, almost, for both teams even. I mean, look at LAGR. They're rotating very early, even though they're losing, and they're saying, okay, we want to take control of this objective very quickly and efficiently. They're just losing their gunfights very early in those engagements, so the rotation doesn't work out because they can't control the point before it even becomes the objective, if you can understand what I'm trying to say there. And as I'm saying that, the kills are just coming through. Now they have a firm hold of market, but they just can't hold the middle section. And that might prove to be their downfall here as the respawns start to come through. Look at the map. They're coming on both sides of them, collapsing in perfect timing. And can they work this out? Oh my goodness. We said, why'd he pick the Talon? Why is he on the Talon? We said, maybe he just likes the LMPX because he is putting on a clinic. My story, stop it. Oh my goodness, can he find another one? No, sir. Just 1 health to the SLC carrier's name, Scorched, but she finds that one. And this game is still over with the amount of weight on My Story's hands to prove to us why he picked Talon there, why he's not playing Kestrel, why they don't have Chalk. Well, Who's That showed us why it doesn't matter if they have Chalk or Lancer. And My Story played brilliantly with the LMPX on that Talon. Great intel, great flashbangs, great C4s, even better gunny right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you love to see it. You love the versatility that's able to come out of this team as well. All of them are able to flex between almost all of the most important rogues in the game, which is such a big thing to be able to do. Able to say, you know what, PStory, go ahead and play the Talon. You know, play something that you're comfortable with. We'll go ahead and play these characters, and we're still going to be feeling very good about ourselves. And, you know, all the practice from LAGR, you know what I'm saying? They had some close moments, they had some close hills, they had some close rotation fights, but sadly they were not able to come out on top. But great plays overall coming out of Hefty Cormorant. Yet again, you know, they're just looking unstoppable right now. So we're going to see how they are going to do in the next match, as we didn't need to go to that Favelas demolition. They were able to close it out 2-0, 8-1 on the Canals demo, and 2-0 on the King of the Hill on Windward.
Every match last week on broadcast was a 2-0. Today, it's not looking any different so far as we get through our second match of the day. And once again, it's a 2-0. Hefty Cormorant take down LAGR. LAGR still have some struggles to get over for the past couple weeks, maybe even month and a half it's been looking like for them. But Hefty Cormorant, I said, They've made it to finals 2 weeks in a row. They're looking to do so for another week here in placement number 3. For those of you cheering for Hefty Cormorant, or no matter who you're cheering for, let us know on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at Rogue Company, or you can follow CMG_Rogue. We even have another one, CMG_Esports, same as the Twitch channel. Make sure you follow us as well. Make sure you follow, if you're watching on the Rogue Company channel, make sure you follow there as well. I mean, both of these matchups have looked really good. I think the first one was a little bit more shaky because there was a comeback kind of mentality towards the later rounds of both of those games. And then here in this one, it was a little bit more of a dominant fashion. LAGR just pretty much getting dominated by Hefty Cormorant, especially with Who's That entering back into the lineup over Joker. I think they look a lot more cleaner and a lot more precise in their game plans and executing them as well.
Yeah, he looked really, really nice. And PStory on that Kestrel, he was putting in work on Canals, able to get so many eliminations and assists. Great stuff coming out of them as we look at some of these highlights right now. Gotti on the Seeker coming over, gonna be taking out the Vi right there, almost taking out the Saint as well. Just some great plays, good shots coming out of Gotti yet again, able to down that player back blue, able to get these team shots on that Kestrel as well. Just overall great stuff coming out of them, able to win these rounds. And then on the King of the Hill, you got Canny, who was on the Kestrel locking it down. PStory was on the Talon going absolutely insane, especially once he got that life drain. Once he got that life drain, he was taking every single challenge. He said, I'm winning them all, baby. And Gotti on the Vi absolutely did his thing. And Who's That, getting the most downs in that first round on King of the Hill, putting a statement out there saying, look, I am here and I'm going to be shooting you in the back, front, side, left, and right. Doesn't matter. We're going to be taking this bad boy home using C4s, things that aren't even in his kit, able to pick up things and use them just as well as something that he should know how to use in his own kit, man. It's just great plays coming out of Who's That on the Lancer overall, using his util so wisely. Man, you love to see it, man.
Yeah, a lot of util, a lot of lethals coming out, especially in a game like King of the Hill where it's fast-paced. A lot of people are dying very quickly, so they're spawning back in with grenades and other things in their kits that they have available to them. And Sometimes, I mean, for a moment there, for my story and Who's That, it was looking like they had free delivery service coming at them. Just people bringing them stuff. Here, take my C4, take my grenade, take my smokes, use it all against me. I'll be back in about 5 seconds. Then you can use it once again. Boom. Oh, I brought you some more. No worries. It's kind of like a little replenish for them outside of the perk.
Yeah, you know, hey, if you're able to get the kills and the other team didn't use their utility, hey, got to use it against them.
Yeah, we have more gameplay coming up, but we're going to take a short break right now as we wait for some of the bracket to be completed, catch up with the rest of us. We just watched Hefty Cormorant take down LAGR 2-0 in the quarterfinals. We have the semifinals coming up next, so don't go anywhere.